Thank you, Jane, and welcome everybody to the webinar conference for Health Now. I'll be, as mentioned, moderator, trying to get you through the whole session, which will end at Thursday. There should be a program sent out to all of you, so you can follow which when the different presentations will be. But we'll continue now, where we have invited the Thisted Municipality, and Esben Oddershede is chairman of the Technical and Environmental Committee of Thisted Municipality, and the title will be Thisted Municipality as a test space municipality for renewable energies and policies and solar and wind installation. Please, Esben.
Good afternoon. I'm Esben Oddershede, Chairman of the Climate, Environmental and Technical Council of Thisted Municipality. I have the honor to giving a short presentation about the municipality where the Folkecenter is residing. I will, through the next 15 minutes, give you some insights into the municipality, how we work to mitigate climate change, and giving some examples of which technologies are being tested in the region. Can I have the slide number 2? Thisted has adopted a very ambitious energy and climate policy. The main points of this policy is that we want to be one of the leading climate municipalities in Denmark, and that we want to be a testing ground for renewable energy in green technologies. On the strategic level, we work to mitigation in the short term by implementing cost-efficient greenhouse gas emissions as a primary target. As a secondary target, we have focused on making qualitative improvements for the users of green technology by putting humans in the center. I will later come back to an example for this. The main instruments for local greenhouse gas emissions reduction are improving energy efficiency in buildings and facilities and substituting fossil fuels with green fuels for the municipal cars. After then, the local fleet of buses will be based on green fuels. And will you change to number 3? Thisted has a long history of high renewable energy production. On the electricity side, Thisted was the first Danish municipality to reach 100% renewable electricity production, mainly based on wind power. Status in 2020 is that renewable electricity produced 135% of annual consumption. A lot of wind turbines are getting older and will soon be ready for decommission. The Danish national greenhouse gas reduction targets and the need for a data center will increase the electricity demand 65% in 2030. Therefore, action needs to be taken if we want to keep a leading role with regards to renewable energy production. At the moment, we are working on local partnership with industry and energy supply companies to make a local strategy for 2030. which will address renewable energy targets. One of the key issues of deploying new local renewable energy is question 2 of how to secure local benefits. There's no doubt that substantial difference exists between the benefits for local communities and citizens of municipality, depending on the ownership models of the infrastructure. Number 4, please. This slide illustrates some of the points made in the previous. The graph shows that number of installed and still producing wind turbines are responding aggregated capacity in megawatts from 1985 to present. It can be seen that a large number of wind turbines were deployed before year 2000. A lot of these wind turbines are nearing their lifespans, especially if we consider renewable energy targets in 2030. Notice also that sharp increase in capacity around 2012, where the National Test Center for Large Wind Turbines are starting to produce. Next slide, please. The heating situation in Thisted is also worth considering. In the district heating networks, waste, biomass, solar and geothermal energy will produce 97% of the energy used to deliver heat. Thisted had the first geothermal well in Denmark. It uses an absorption heat pump in connection with the waste burning unit in the town of Thisted. The current geothermal well is expected to last for the next 30 years. Warm water taking up at 70 centigrade, taken from 1200 meters deep, makes this for a good business case. In the individual heating sector, a relatively large number of residents have natural gas boilers, oil and biomass boilers. We expect that boilers will be substituted with heat pumps and in the next 10 to 20 years. And 6 slide, please. National Test Center. Since 2012, national and international companies in cooperation with the Technical University of Denmark have tested large wind turbines intended for the ocean on land in Thisted Municipality. The test center has expanded its facilities such that turbines up to 330 meters can be tested. The last prototype wind turbines in the world have during the year been tested at the site. The reason the test center is located here in Thisted are because of the favorable wind conditions. A lot of testing hours at different wind speeds in the operation range to the turbines can be locked fast. Thisted Municipality has opened a visitor center at the test sites in 2017 for educational purposes and as well as making the test center more attractive to energy tourists. It is expected that the site has 30,000 visitors annually. And then slide 7. Then WEC is the testing ground for wave energy technologies and maritime technologies. The site is approved for test for wave and maritime activities, which means that companies, startups, and universities can set up testing in a fast manner. Data on waves, wind, and current has been registered for years, and analysis, simulation, and summaries on data are available users. The site is run by organizations with representatives from municipality, Aalborg University, electricity distribution, and local industry. The test site is situated right next to the recently expanded port of Hanstholm. Wave energy technologies are still in prototype development. There is now no standard design for wave energy technologies. Wave energy has a realistic potential to cover 10 to 15% of EU's electricity consumption by 2050. And next slide, please. CO2 storage in the North Sea. Geothermal energy is not the only use of unique geological layers in the underground in Thisted. The sandstone layers and their relative low depth also represent an opportunity for an economically feasible CO2 storage. "30 kilometers out to the sea from the port of Hanstholm, a geological structure known as the Hanstholm structure has been identified by GEOS, the National Geological Department. CO2 storage is not a new technology, but is not widely deployed. As the world needs to reduce greenhouse gases increase, CO2 storage become feasible. The ambition Danish national reduction target in 2030 is based on Danish CO2 storage to begin before 2030. At the moment, the Hanstholm structure is the best known option for national CO2 storage. The facilities to operate at CO2 storage in an injection site will create 40 at least local jobs and have no effect on the existing fishing industry. And that's important. In the long term, Hanstholm CO2 storage could have customers from Sweden and the Baltic countries, as their underground is not suitable for CO2 storage. And then the last slide. Thisted Municipality is partner in a research project that aims to deliver energy efficiency when renovating lighting, and at the same time achieving better school environments for teachers and students. Part of the results is customized light controller. The students and teachers now have the possibility to change the intensity of the light, both the ambient room lighting and the direct lights at the student desks, and the color of the lights, warm or bright. Over the course of the school year, the features of the light control has been developed with inputs from students and teachers in a co-creation process. The students and teachers have partaken in workshops to learn basic science of light and how it can be used. We are now looking to expand the findings to other schools and buildings. I have now come to the end of my presentation. Hopefully you gained some insights to how Thisted Municipality is mitigating climate change. I hope that you will have a fruitful event and hope to welcome you another time to Thisted. So now I will pass the word to someone else. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Esben. It's been interesting, and it has been a very good introduction you made to the municipality policies. And your information was good to see and hear. I just want to say that Thisted is actually leading in Denmark about the renewables and how much production is made from wind and so on. And but we are a very windy community up here. It is we have an average yearly about 6 meters per second, and that will say something about the abilities to make tests here.